What's up, heroes? My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Ethereal Enigma. It is tomorrow, and we're going to dive into the actual content of going back to high school. Finally, Miss Sato concludes the lesson. We have a few minutes break before the next class starts, and everyone is taking full advantage. The groups have reformed, but the whispers snaking around the room are all about the dark-haired girl. I mean, she's kind of pretty. I overhear two students talking beside me.
Hey, you see that girl over there? That's Kira Igarashi.
The second student's eyes widen.
An Igarashi? Seriously? How do you know?
How do you not know? I heard she moved here over the summer.
Is anyone else confused as to what an Igarashi is?
You don't say.
He glances back over at Kira, his renewed interest evident in his tone. The first student laughs, cuffing his friend on the ear.
Don't think too much about it, as if she'd be interested in you.
She has only eyes for this guy right here. Nobody else. Okay, maybe Pongo, but this guy.
She's single, isn't she? She could be.
Not anymore, she's not. I called dibs. I tuned them out as a few of the more outgoing girls stop by Kira's desk to introduce themselves. She politely receives them, but seems uninterested in furthering the conversation. They quickly depart, and Kira keeps to herself, doodling in a notebook. The whispers only intensify from her aloofness. Kosei hops out of his seat and sits on Mina's desk. He gestures for me to come closer, so I do, leaning on the desk with him. I hope it tips.
What do you think of her?
He gestures towards Kira. Mina glances curiously over to her. She seems interesting. She is just my type. It's too early to tell. I hope she's romanceable. I love the fourth wall breaking here. I hope she's romanceable. Dishu-san, I hope she's romanceable. Finally, there's a girl here I really like. I hope she's someone I can pursue. Kosei gives me a knowing grin.
Is that you trying to lay claim to her?
I believe last time, Kosei, when we were just outside, I did lay claim. Well, is she already interested in someone else?
She just got here.
Or too young?
Pretty sure we're all the same age.
Or related to me?
What?
Asking the important questions. I'm just covering all of my bases so no one can tell me that this top-tier waifu is non-romanceable. Kosei just stares at me.
Dude, what are you even saying?
I'm asking, can I tap that? Nothing. But seriously, she's all everyone is talking about.
Well, she is an Igarashi.
Again, Sylar doesn't know what that means. Do you think she's related to the tech conglomerate Igarashi? Everyone knows the Igarashi name and brand, along with major companies like Sunsang. Their software and electronics dominate the industry. He shrugs.
It's not exactly a common name. Have you ever met an Igarashi who wasn't related to them?
Can't say I ever met one. He pauses, furrowing his brows.
Or any Igarashi for that matter.
That's the real question. He's not wrong. I have never met an Igarashi before. I shoot another glance her way. Kira continues to be focused on her notebook. I wonder how she feels about all of the attention. Kosei looks at Mina.
I'm kinda surprised you haven't already gone over to introduce yourself.
She already looks uncomfortable. Why would I pile even more attention on her?
Mina's the real MVP here.
Because she's a cute, single girl?
Mina raises an eyebrow.
And that's relevant to me how?
I don't know, Mina. It's whatever year it is for you guys. We don't judge.
It's relevant to every single guy in here.
I'm not a guy.
Kosei gives Mina a once-over.
Could have fooled me.
Do we really need to have this text here? Do we really need to do that? Is that something we really need to do?
Oh wow, how clever. How long were you waiting to use that one?
I bet he's been waiting since last year. Thankfully, the next instructor enters the classroom before they can continue bickering. We all quiet down. Kosei and I return to our seats, as do the other students. Once we're all seated, the teacher begins the next lesson. Is that our we just did class thing? That's kind of cool. Kind of like at the end of Crystalline when we had the music symbolizing the end of the day and it's time to go night-night. The midday bell chimes, announcing our lunch hour. Conversations break out across the room as students take out their meals and sit with their friends. Mina, Kosei, and I group our desks together. I open my bento and the delicious scent of udon fills the air. Kosei perks up.
Hey, that looks so good. Did your aunt make it?
Yep.
Your aunt is the best cook, I swear. May I?
Touch my food and you die. Sure. I scoop my bowl closer to him, and Kosei takes a big bite. His eyes light up.
Oh man, it's so good.
What can I say? Auntie's just good. He then glances at Mina's neatly prepared bento of yakisoba and vegetables.
That looks good too.
A smug smile spreads across Mina's face.
Do you want to try it?
I thought you'd never ask.
What did she do to it? Kosei takes another big bite and sighs contently.
If I could eat like this every day, I'd be so happy.
Do you like it?
He reaches over to steal more food.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Why, thank you.
Kosei stares at Mina, his chopsticks still in midair.
Why are you thanking me?
'Cause she made it, dude. Get the hint.
Because I made this delicious lunch that you enjoy so much.
You made this?
Yeah?
He is surprised as all get up. She beams proudly as Kosei looks back and forth between the food and Mina.
But it's not just edible. It's tasty.
That's the point.
You tricked me.
What? I'm confused as to why we've been tricked. Mina's improved a lot. You've been jebaited. Watch with amusement. Well, I think I'm gonna side with the cuz here because I've been messing with Kosei enough, so Mina has improved a lot. Mina's been learning how to cook from Aunt Emiko, so she's a lot better than before. Kosei's shock melts into a knowing smile.
Oh, so your mom helped you make this lunch too.
No, I made it myself.
Kosei stares at her. Mina looks away.
I may have consulted her.
The truth is revealed.
I maybe should have just watched.
Hey, I'm still the one who made it.
She got some point. I shake my head and dive back into my udon. After a small lull in the conversation, Kosei perks up again.
Oh, hey, did I tell you guys I got a new job?
You got a job?
Really? That's wonderful. Where is it?
He crosses his arms and grins.
At the new arcade.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know, right?
He chuckles and leans back in his chair.
I'm finally saying goodbye to the simple life of a ramen shop assistant. Trust me, my new gig is incredible. The stuff I get to work with is top notch.
And you get to give your best bud a discount and everything too? He must be talking about the games. I bet there's some really cool ones. Mina lights up.
That's amazing! We're gonna have to visit you sometime.
You should.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thanks.
I know Kosei wasn't thrilled with his old job at the ramen shop. I'm happy to see him moving on to something he'll enjoy.
How's it working at the bakery?
It's fun working with family. Gotta make that dough. It's better than other places. It's Kosei. I have to keep making the puns. I flash him a grin. I need to make money somehow. Kosei snickers.
It's better than just loafing around.
I mean, I kind of do a little bit of that too. Mina laughs.
Yeah, we're just,
Don't try too hard, sweetie.
rolling out dough.
You tried. Kosei and I both stare at her.
What?
You mean rolling in dough? She falters.
No, you know, like when you roll the dough.
We both stare at her. She crosses her arms.
Whatever. Your puns were lame anyway.
I mean, you tried. It's a good thing you're cute. Our conversation meanders into more trivial things, and before we know it, lunch is over. It's how it always is. Just when it begins, it's done. We put our stuff away and return our desks to the original position. After everyone is settled down, the teacher begins class. The rest of the day goes by faster than I anticipated, and our first day of school is over. I sling my bag over my shoulder and follow Mina and Kosei out of the classroom.
Hey, do you guys want to hang out somewhere?
How about the arcade that you work at?
Sorry, I can't. I promised a friend we'd meet up after class. Don't have too much fun without me.
Don't worry, we will.
That's just what I was thinking. Ignoring his last comment, Mina walks away. Kosei looks over to me and shrugs.
Well, looks like it's just you and me today. Want to practice soccer in the quad?
It's been a while since the two of us last played a scrimmage. We initially bonded over soccer as Kosei has a natural talent for it. He was good enough to join the junior high team, but never did. I'd be down for that. Let's go. The two of us make our way down to the open field behind the school. It's empty except for the scattering of students milling about. There's a nice, cool breeze, making it excellent weather to practice. Why the sudden interest in soccer? Kosei picks up a soccer ball from a nearby rack.
Now that I've got my new job, I was thinking about joining the soccer club.
That's a great idea. It's too bad you couldn't join the team in junior high.
Yeah, I have the means now, but not the practice.
This new job must afford him more time for club activities. His old job was really demanding and took up a lot of his schedule, and when he wasn't working, he was babysitting his siblings. Kosei heads straight for the goal and positions himself in the middle, then tosses me the ball. I grin, catching it. Goalie was the position Kosei always played. You ready?
Yeah, kick some at me.
I'll kick some shots at you, all right. I nod and snap a fast kick towards the net. The ball goes flying, but Kosei blocks it with his chest. He flashes me a cocky grin as he throws the ball back.
No challenge, just like I remember.
This time I aim the kick higher. He catches it easily in both hands and laughs.
Are you even trying?
Determination flares through my veins. I feint a kick to one side of the net before sending it in the opposite direction. Kosei doesn't fall for my feint. He blocks the shot with his head, sending the ball sailing.
Haha, amateur trick. You can't fake me out that easily. And don't call me Kosei the Wall Nakahara for nothing.
Nobody calls you that.
Sure they do. Don't be hating because you never got a nickname.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I grit my teeth as I collect the ball. This next shot will definitely score. Kosei squares up, ready for my kick. I line up my shot and aim for the far right corner of the goal. The ball soars in the air, reaching high towards the net. Like a flash of lightning, Kosei darts to the right, leaping up. His outstretched hand bats the ball away.
Oh!
He cheers and breaks into a victory dance.
And the crowd goes wild!
It's only you that's going wild, dude. You're doing great. Take a shot while Kosei is distracted. Wait for him to finish. I'm just going to be like, hey, you know what? I'll support my bro. He's probably going to try out for the team. I've got to admit, that was impressive. He's just as good as he was before, if not better. All right. That was awesome. Kosei pauses and flicks the bangs out of his eyes.
It was, wasn't it?
What was with that look? Kosei kicks the ball back to me and we continue to practice. After a few hours, we make our way to the bleachers and sit down. Kosei takes a long drink from his water bottle.
Hey, thanks for practicing with me today.
No problem. For someone claiming to be out of practice, you still delivered on the field. He grins. Keep that up and you'll be a part of the club in no time. Maybe you even could try out as a starter afterwards. You're good enough to make it.
Thanks, man.
He claps a hand on my shoulder.
I really appreciate it. Seriously, don't hesitate to come to me if you need any help this year. We bros need to stick together, right?
I nod, a genuine smile lifting my face. For a moment, we just grin at each other until we realize we're staring into each other's eyes. So, soccer. Own this beautiful bromance. Time to go. Bromance time. We have to go for it. I return the shoulder clasp. There is nothing weird about this. Just two bros being bros. After a moment, Kosei clears his throat.
So, maybe we can let go of each other now.
I guess it's time. Yeah, that's a good idea. We quickly pull apart. Kosei suddenly blinks.
Wow, I didn't realize how late it is.
I look around at the waning light. We were so focused on practicing that we didn't notice the time fly by.
I've got to get home. I haven't even started my homework.
Yeah, me too. After we've both packed, Kosei waves and then walks off. I squint, watching the sun dip below the treetops. If I don't hurry, I'll lose the last rays of light. As I head off the field, I decide to take a different route home. Cutting through the shrine is supposed to be a shortcut through the neighborhoods. Given it's already so late in the day, I should try it. And this is where we know something's about to go afoot. We're trying a different way. I make good time, and it's not long before I see the shrine. I like that design. The groundskeepers rhythmically sweep the gate, bowing to me as I pass through. The place is surprisingly empty, with the exception of an elderly woman in front of the offering box. She turns around and a few notes of cash drop out of her pocket. Oh, return it, absolutely, or keep it? No, we absolutely return it. Scooping up the cash, I rush over to the old woman. Excuse me, I think you dropped this.
Oh, thank you, young man.
No problem. She gratefully accepts the money, returning it to her pocket.
Not everyone would have returned this to its rightful owner. Some may have kept it for themselves.
Well, Sylar is not like everybody else. It's the right thing to do. Good deeds get rewarded. I can't explain why I did that. Well, it is the right thing to do. I wouldn't do that. Returning it is the right thing to do. She offers me a wrinkled smile.
You're a good man.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, but I just did what anyone should. Since that's now taken care of, I should be heading back. I won't continue to disturb you. Have a good night.
Wait, don't be so hasty.
Damn it, now I have to be nice to the old woman. She gives me a look. For some reason, a shiver runs down my spine. That's a sign of run.
The evening is young, and the ethereal energy dances among us. If you make an offering at the shrine tonight, your prayer may just be answered.
Okay. This just got weird. Okay. Thanks. Ethereal energy. That's not a thing. Besides, everyone comes to the shrine to pray, hoping that their wishes come true.
The astral continuum aligns. Your timing tonight is no mere coincidence. There may yet be a prophetic purpose for your arrival.
Run, dude. Run far and run fast. Well, this conversation took a turn for the strange. I would say so. I'm not sure about all of that. I'm just taking a shortcut to get home.
Ah, but you don't normally take this path, do you?
I don't know. It's my first day of school. I'm just trying it out. I pause. How does she know? Must be a lucky guess. My pause is enough to grant another crinkled grin.
Exactly.
I don't like where this is going.
Feel the energy and look into the ether. Let not this opportunity go to waste.
A rustling sound distracts me and I look back towards the gate. A distorted howl follows. What was that? Another shiver runs down my spine. Was that ethereal nonsense real? After a moment, a small dog runs out. I let out the breath I'd been holding. Of course not. When I turn back to the old woman, she's gone. Where'd she go? That's not spooky. Scanning around me, I remain alone. Even the groundskeepers have disappeared. That's not ominous at all. Maybe there is something mysterious going on tonight. Shaking my head, I scoff. What am I saying? There's nothing special about today. I just happened to run into an old lady who's probably going senile. That's all. And yet, my gaze is drawn back to the offering box. Is it possible that my wish could come true? Wishes don't come true. Wishes do come true. Ethereal energy, what an enigmatic idea. I'm going for the pun. I'm going for it. Of course, wishes don't just come true, but there's only one way to prove that this is merely the ramblings of a crazy person. That's how we get to the bottom of this. To prove the crazy person right, we just do the thing they told us to do anyways, rather than just going pack crazy and walk away. I walk towards the offering box and drop in a coin. I bow and clap my hands, keeping them pressed together. Then I close my eyes. Time to wish for something completely ridiculous and outlandish. Let's see if the ethereal energy is ready for this. This all feels insane anyways. I wish for a rich, beautiful princess to fall out of the sky. I hold my breath in anticipation, peeking my eyes open. And nothing. Nothing happens. Of course nothing happened. This is proof that the woman was just spouting nonsense. Maybe she was lonely and looking for someone to talk to. Either way, there's no reason for me to stay any longer. As I step away from the offering box, I can't help but look around again. A part of me hopes that she'll reappear and I can tell her that it didn't happen, just as I predicted. Still, I laugh. What a funny idea. A fast whooshing sound interrupts my thoughts. Strange? What could that be? That was a weird sound, too. I don't like that sound. I look up at the sky just in time for something to knock me flat in my back. Oof. My vision goes hazy as my head hits the ground. What just happened? I'm just as confused as the rest of us. I groan, trying to move my limbs. It feels like there's something holding me down. Gingerly, I blink my eyes open. I beg pardon? Like, what? As the area refocuses into view, there's a girl with long, light blonde hair sitting on top of me. Her clothes are unlike anything I recognize, reminding me of a fantasy character. Her eyes are squeezed shut as she yelps. Blinking, she looks around her, carefully taking in the shrine.
Where am I?
Suddenly, she freezes. Her hands press down on my chest. She furrows her brows before her gaze meets my own. In a flash, her eyes narrow in anger.
What do you think you're doing?
You're on top of me, lady? Close my eyes so she can't see me. I'm like a girl who takes charge. I want some answers. I'm confused, but I want some answers. I should be asking you that. What are you doing here? She crosses her arms.
Who are you? What do you want with me?
There are several answers to that question, and none of which are appropriate in order to be monetized on the platform of YouTube. But I do like your character model. She glances down at herself again.
And why have you put me in such a compromising position?
I mean, you landed on top of me like that. You put yourself in that position.
I most certainly did not.
There is nothing keeping you on top of me, and you haven't even attempted to move. She blinks, quickly untangling herself from me. Carefully, she gets back to her feet. Stifling a groan, I slowly get up as well. My back and head throb from the fall. Why did you fall on me? She balks.
The better question is, why did you summon me?
Do what now? I don't even know who you are. She holds her head up high, hooking one hand on her hip.
You are in the presence of Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of Veldin.
Sure. I haven't heard of those places. I can do a long name too. Do all of the crazies come to this shrine? I kind of want to do. I haven't heard of those places. I can do a long name too. I've not heard of these places though. You're romanceable. Okay, this is gonna be a tough one. Veldin, Velenor. I haven't heard of any of those places. She frowns, looking around again.
Is this not a part of Veldin?
I shake my head.
Then where am I?
You're in Japan.
Japan? I've been kidnapped by a Japanite commoner?
I'm royalty, thank you very much. Japanese, but more importantly, this is not a kidnapping. Her eyes momentarily widen again before her scowl returns.
Then return me home at once.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Pongo buddy, can you get right on that? No, you don't know how to do that either? Yeah, that's what I thought. I can't.
You must.
I don't know how you got here in the first place, and I definitely don't know how to get you back. She sighs.
Well, if you won't do it, then I'll have to do it myself. Now, where is my scepter?
Once again, she glances around herself. Her eyes widen in panic.
My scepter! Where is it?
Maybe you left it back in the palace, Your Highness. Her eyes flash again. Pushed a little hard there. I deserve that one.
It never leaves my side.
Jeez, I didn't realize the scepter was so important. I always thought of it as a symbol of power, not something used outside of ceremonies. After combing through the immediate vicinity, she ends up empty-handed.
Clearly my scepter is not here. Just use your cast to send me back.
Question, what does that even mean? Besides, I still wouldn't know back to where.
Were you not listening? I am Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, third heiress of...
Might you be related to Leanna Dawn? Repeating it doesn't help if I have no idea what you're saying.
You cannot dismiss Veldin simply because of your ignorance.
She keeps mentioning Veldin as if it's real. Could she really be from an entirely different place? How was she transported here? Was it really my wish? I can't wrap my head around all of the questions I have. I don't know what's going on, but all of this weird stuff happened right after I talked to that old woman. We need to go find her.
Stop making excuses. There's no one here.
Is this one of those prank shows? Someone's gonna jump out and be like, "Aha! We got you for making such a wild wish asking for a princess."
So you did invoke black arts to transport me here. I knew it! A Japanite kidnapper after all.
I'm not a kidnapper, and I didn't do black magic. I didn't think my wish would actually come true. She crosses her arms.
It's clearly your fault I've been summoned here, which means it's your responsibility to get me back home.
Sure thing, princess. Okay, I'll just do what I did before.
Finally.
Here we go. I wish you would return home. Nothing happens. Well, I tried.
That's it? Do it properly like you did the first time.
I didn't even know how it happened the first time.
Just try.
Fine. I close my eyes and think with all of my might. Beads of sweat line my brow, but nothing happens. I open my eyes and frown. Erilynn crosses her arms, a concerned look on her face.
You didn't do this intentionally? You really don't know what happened?
That's what I've been telling you since you landed on top of me. I nod.
Well, then I suppose I can navigate.
She looks around her but seems lost. Her confident expression wavers for a moment, and I catch a look of fear and uncertainty in her eyes. Everything must seem so unfamiliar to her. I do feel responsible. Help a girl in need. Feeling sorry won't help. Feeling sorry won't help, but, you know, we help a girl in need. Hopefully a good gesture of goodwill will help. My parents taught me to be a gentleman, and that includes helping a girl when she's in need. No matter how weird the situation may be, or how crazy the girl may be. You can trust me. I'll help you. You can stay with me and my family while we figure this out. She hesitates. Don't worry. My aunt, uncle, and cousin will understand. Finally, she nods.
I suppose that will do while there is no alternative option present.
The sky is already dark by the time we set off down the path towards home. So much for taking a shortcut. Since we'll be together for at least a day, you can call me Sylar.
You may address me as Princess Erilynn Dawn, Duchess of Eleanor, 3rd heiress of Veldin.
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna stick to Erilynn.
You dare not even address me by my title of princess?
Yeah, about that. There are a few things we need to go over. First thing is that you can't go around declaring yourself a princess.
I can't help my birthright.
Yeah, but people will think you're crazy.
Do Japanites not know what a princess is?
Japanese, and of course we do.
Then I fail to see the problem.
We don't have princesses in Japan.
So, I'm not claiming to be from Japan.
I sigh. On second thought, I'll do all the talking. She shoots me a look, then resumes her arrogant expression.
Perhaps that's best. Clearly there is a communication barrier between royalty and commoners.
Why was I helping her again? I was just wondering the same thing myself. Let's just get going before it gets too dark. We're gonna have a handful. It's the exact opposite of crystalline. We fall silent as I lead us home. Erilynn continually surveys our surroundings, her expression softening into curiosity. As we near the house, my steps start to slow. What am I going to tell my family? I need to come up with a story for why Erilynn needs to stay with us. I'll have to tell everyone she's a foreigner since there's no way she can pass for Japanese. Maybe she's a new foreign exchange student. Now we're thinking. Although that wouldn't explain why she has to live in our home. Thinking hard, I have a vague memory of an international student from a few years ago who stayed in our neighbor's house. It was a program to help them become immersed in the culture. The homestay program. That'll do. Feeling more confident about the situation, I pause in front of the door and turn to Erilynn. Remember, don't say anything. Let me do the talking. I don't give her a chance to reply before opening the door and entering the house, and we're going to see how this goes next time. I'm going to end the episode here. That has been crazy, and I think it's just going to start getting crazier and crazier. But if you do enjoy the video and you're enjoying the series so far, let me know by hitting that like button down below or leaving a comment. It really does help me out. As always, if you are new to the channel or have not done so already, make sure to unleash your power by hitting the subscribe button down below today as well, and I'll leave the links to all things Pixelfades in the description down below, and I will see all you heroes in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.